Welcome, everybody, to our candlelight ceremony and winter solstice with CSL Charlotte. And you know what's so beautiful about that is this is my favorite time of year, and it's all about light. Light is everything, everything, just everything. And this is the beauty of it all because we are into the winter solstice now. And during the winter solstice, it is the shortest day of the year. And it is also the longest night of the year. And it's about the rebirth of the sun. So at this moment, we on the East Coast have passed the gloaming part of this day, and in 3 hours, the whole United States will have reached the gloaming part, gloaming. And gloaming is a poetic word for twilight, and that is that time just before the day goes from dark down to light. So that is what that's all about. So it is right about that time, and we are into it right now already here. So that's the gloaming part, the darkest night with candles. So what we're going to be doing tonight is as we light up the darkest night with our candles, our affirmation, and our brief meditation, we get to affirm what we are. We are light, and we radiate light to the world. And that's what we affirm. So we celebrate this perfect time to gather among friends, family that we've created in the purity of this beautiful spiritual community. So each one of us who come forward to share something tonight is bringing something sacred, something pure, and they're taking part of this enlightening ceremony and the celebration of light. And it's between winter solstice and Christmas. So winter solstice is today. It's celebrated as the shortest day and the longest night. And the celebration honors the birth of the sun in the sky, a new dawn of light. The sun will die at midnight tonight, which is December 21st, but it will rebirth on midnight of December 24th this year. For 4.6 billion years, this has occurred on the 20th or the 21st of December. And then for summer solstice, the 20th or the 21st, it's the new rebirth of the sun comes back again. So there's so many methodologies, and there's so many myths about this beautiful time. But Christian mythology personifies the birth of a person. It's still the birth of the sun, but they decided it would be a human boy. Okay, but Christians generally depict God as humans, and they feel and Christians really feel that God is a man, and it's fine and it's perfect if it's personal for them. We are a diverse community, and we just honor everyone else's philosophy. But personally, for me and for whoever else would choose to be, I have seen it proven to me time after time that in spiritual science that God is an energy and God is light. But I always want us to remember that there is no philosophy better than any other one. Christmas on a Christian holiday originally came from traditions from Northern Europe, right? But the pagans, they had their own Christmas too. And it wasn't celebrating a person. It was where they would light candles and bonfires. Oh, we call them bonfires now, but they would light fires. But it was just for them to keep the night at bay, to have their day longer. So that's the reason for the lights for them. And then the Romans, what they did was they incorporated another tradition. And that tradition they brought into their own celebration. And that was with Christmas Day being the darkest day of the year. Because on December 25th, what they did, they celebrated the birth of the Mithra, which is another sun god. So the sun was their god. Okay, so we are going to honor the beautiful light of winter for the solstice and the Christmas together and all the different traditions. And each one of us are going to come and celebrate and talk about whatever it is that we're going to talk. And together, we're going to create a deep space for a few moment meditation after this is all shared. And everyone's going to then share how they are affirming what they have in their life. And then they're going to light their candle. So now, with no further ado, the first thing I want to do is introduce to us our first song. Okay, so yeah, we just have a little snag there with the hearing and the music and all that, but we're still going to move on. So now, the first person I would like to bring up is Reverend Dr. Wanda. She's a very dear friend of mine. Oh man, she taught me so much about the Native American tradition. And also, she's also taught me that there's a new way of addressing that, and it is indigenous people. But before I even started using that word, I had to ask her first if that was proper. And she said, yes, it's good. So we will use that tonight. So he's going to talk about the Dene tradition and the winter solstice. And you're going to hear a brief song. And right after that, you're going to hear the voice of Reverend Dr. Wanda.
Good evening. In the Dene tradition, which is the real name of the Navajo people, we go into a night of prayer tonight, all night long, and tomorrow night. And by the third night, the 23rd, we then go into the deep sleep. And what the deep sleep is about, it's about going asleep, hibernating in order to awaken. And from a metaphysical point of view, what that means is we are sleeping to all the past that is all going away. We bring that up, and by the new moon on the 23rd, we then go into forgiveness, into love, into renewal, and defining what it is we choose to do for the new year. And this is going to be this is the beginning of leading us into the light, into our deep spirituality. So with that, I just want to say Tahahashe, which is the traditional greeting of the Dene, which means it is good. So this is the winter solstice prayer. Deep night, dark night, night of the longest sigh, soulful night, sacred night, night of the longest dreams, cold night, holy night, night of unfurling desires, womb of the world, birther of hope, bringer of peace and goodwill. Pray, pray for all good things, that suffering for all will end, that life will thrive and generosity reign in the hearts of all humankind, that joy will rise and children will fly on wings of prosperity. Oh, hear our plea this silent night, when the moon is round in the sky, when hopes are high and eyes are wide, with delight and audacity. May love prevail tonight and always lead us back to our source. May we dance with the dark without hesitation or fear and savor her promise of plenty. Deep night, dark night, night of the longest sigh. May our weary hearts stay vigilant and receptive to all that is loving and dear. Tahashe.
Tashe. Thank you so much, Wanda. That was so beautiful. Yeah. Yes, it's all about that night, huh? It's a beautiful thing. So now we're going to share a little bit about Hanukkah. And Holly is going to do that for us. And she happens to be someone I've met several years ago, and she knows me and supports anything I do. She's at all of my, when I was in Florida, she was at all of my seminars. She's one of my Ace Cool Booms, my clients and stuff like that. She's just Rosedale, lover of Rosedale, and I just love her to pieces for that. And so Holly happens to be a poet and a Holocaust educator. That's big to me. So I feel honored that I know so much about this talented woman, because she introduced her book to me, Beneath White Stars. And, you know, that's all about her following the ancestry. Her dad was one of the people held captive back in that time. And I saw Holly, as she would explain me those stories, I saw a uniqueness about her in the way she shared them with me about the Holocaust, and how special it was for me to know more about the Jewish culture. So now I can't even think of anybody better who can talk about Hanukkah right now than Holly. It's great to know that she would come and do this for us. And then she's going to share that with us, and I am waiting for you now, Holly. So Holly, would you do Hanukkah for us?
Sure. Hello, friends.
Mhm.
Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights, is a holiday that celebrates freedom to worship and a real historical event. In the year 165 before the Common Era, Jews had been denied their right to follow their traditions and religion in the Holy Land by a tyrant, a Syrian tyrant named Antiochus IV. This was after Alexander the Great, and he desecrated the altar of the temple in Jerusalem with idols, and he wouldn't allow the lighting of the candle holder in the temple. And these were actually just a few of the indications that he really wanted to wipe out the religion. Now, a priestly family named the Maccabees, especially the father and the oldest son, Judah Maccabee, led the battle for the right to worship as Jews. And this was a 3-year struggle. The Maccabees were the real underdog. They didn't have a lot of weapons, but they did have the right spirit to be fighting. And the Maccabees and their followers triumphed, and they entered the temple after 3 years to cleanse it and to light the candles and to get rid of the idols. And legend has it that there was only enough oil for the candles to last for 1 day, but instead it burned for 8 days. And the word Hanukkah means dedication, and it refers to the rededication of the temple. This was the second temple, using oil, and that was the first step in purifying the temple. So we as Jewish families all around the world celebrate Hanukkah by lighting menorahs. That's what we call our candle holders. There are lots of different kinds. That's a traditional one. This is another traditional one. I've made them before. Some are really works of art. And what we do is, this is our 4th night of Hanukkah. So this is the lead candle. It's called the Shamas, and it's supposed to inspire us to be leaders. And then we light these and say special blessings as we do that. Now, Rosedale, do you want me to light it now and say the blessing?
Would you please? Yes.
Sure. Okay. So we're supposed to display this in a window, because that's to spread the light and magnify the miracle, and just kind of to be proud of who we are as a Jewish people. So, and by the end of the holiday, it's 8 nights, all these candles will be filled. So we take the lead candle here, and we say these prayers. First, I'll read it to you in English, then I'll do it in Hebrew. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who makes us holy through your commandments and commands us to light the Hanukkah lights. So that one is Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu Um, I'm so used to doing the Sabbath one, which is similar. So I'm going to sing it actually. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbos, shel Hanukkah. And then the second one is, blessed art thou, O Lord, our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and performed miracles for our forefathers in those days at this time. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim lavotenu bayamim hahem b'zman hazeh.
So Holly, the he is who?
That's right. The he is who.
Oh,
And the he means she.
yes, it's like it's an energy, not really a agenda per se.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then I would like to close. I'm going to put this back when I can
Yes.
steady it, but I wanted to just close with one of my favorite quotes from the former chief rabbi who passed away a couple years ago from Britain. And he says at Hanukkah, he said, "For though my faith is not yours and your faith is not mine, if we are able to light our own flame, together we can banish some of the darkness of the world."
Beautiful. It's diverse. Yay. Love it.
So thank you for letting me share with you.
Well, I thank you for sharing with us, because now I have a better idea about what this is all about. Thank you. Okay. So now we're ready for me to go into what is next. So the next person the next two people, the first person that we're going to bring up is going to be, wow, I don't even know how to talk about these two roosters in the hen house. But anyway, we've got Timmy P, who is our pilot that flies all over us all the time, no matter where he is. He's like Superman. He got these X-ray vision. He knows what's going on here. And then we have Horace the Bush, who everybody gets behind him on Sundays when he's in that MC chair, and then he's also the same person that makes sure that everything runs like a well-oiled machine. Oh, these two guys. So now we're going to talk a little bit about Kwanzaa. And Horace, Timmy P is going to go first. And then as Timmy P goes first, then Horace goes following him. And we're hearing now about Kwanzaa.
All right, good evening, everyone. So Kwanzaa emerged in 1966 after the Watts riots in Los Angeles. Dr. Malenga Karenga, professor and chairman of Black Studies at Cal State University Long Beach, developed the celebration to build solidarity within the African American community and a stronger connection with the African continent and history as well. The tradition is celebrated around the world. It's a 7-day non-religious cultural holiday that commemorates history, culture, celebrating the survival, remembering the struggle and resilience and triumphs of Black families and communities. The word Kwanzaa comes from the phrase Matunda ya Kwanzaa, meaning first fruits in Swahili. It is modeled after various African first fruit harvests throughout the continent. It is a time of Thanksgiving. So I'm going to talk about the symbols that we see during Kwanzaa. So the first symbol is the makeka, and we don't have a good picture to show you. I apologize for that. But in the Kwanzaa table, the first symbol that goes down is the mat, which is the makeka, and it symbolizes history and tradition that serves as the foundation for our communities. Next, we have the mazaho, which are the crops. These are symbolic of African harvest celebrations and the rewards of productive and collective labor and represent abundance. Then we have the kikombe cha umoja, which is the unity cup. This is symbolic of the foundational principle and practice of unity, which makes all else possible. So this cup is used to pour libations as we honor our ancestors, and then others drink from the cup collectively on the first and last day to symbolize unity. Then we have the muhindi, which is the corn. This symbolizes our children who represent the future. Each ear of corn is meant to represent the number of children in the household. If there are no children in the household, at least 2 ears of corn are used. Then we have our kinara, which is the candle holder. This represents our African ancestors that uphold the community. Then we have zawadi. Zawadi are the gifts. Often they're handmade gifts that are tangible representations of the commitments we make during the celebration. Children are usually the recipient of these gifts, which often include a book or some other cultural heritage present. We have the Mashuma Saba, which are the candles that go inside the Kinara. Each candle represents one of the principles that you're going to hear about shortly. And then finally, there's an optional element that's called the Bandera, which is the Pan-African flag that you see that has the colors red, black, and green on it. Red in the candles and the flag represent struggle. The green represents future, and black represents the people. As the candles are lit, the black candle, the center candle is lit first, and then on subsequent days of Kwanzaa, the other candles are lit. And if I didn't say this at the beginning, Kwanzaa is celebrated December 26th through January 1st. So over to you, Horace.
Thank you, Tim. I really appreciate that. And that was pretty thorough what you shared. And so what I want to actually focus on now are the principles. And so as Tim was saying, Kwanzaa is celebrated 7 days, starting on the day after the traditional Christmas holiday on the 26th, and then ends on New Year's Day. And what I want to say about the principles that we're going to talk about in a few minutes is that even though these principles are encased in the Kwanzaa tradition, they're actually universal principles. Anybody can embody these principles. And in fact, we would encourage anyone to consider embodying these principles, as they're just wonderful as far as enhancing our lives. So regardless of whatever other tradition that you're involved in, these principles are just wonderful ways of just focusing our intentions. So we're going to go ahead and pull those up, and I'm just going to just briefly go into and do my best to pronounce them as well. But we're also going to just briefly talk about what each of these are. So starting on December 26th, the first one is excuse me, Umoja. Some say Umoja or Umoja, and that stands for unity. And so basically it's about the oneness, unity in the family, unity in the community, unity in the nation, and so forth. So that's the focus of the first day. And on the second day, Kujikajulia. At one time I was able to say that pretty well, but basically we're talking about self-determination. And so again, it's about defining ourselves, getting in touch with who we are, getting in touch with our true nature, and creating that for ourselves and speaking up for ourselves. Empowerment is another word I guess you could use along with that as well. And on December 28th, the focus is Ujima, or collective work and responsibility. And it's about supporting a community and supporting the businesses within the community. And and not just the businesses, but each other, the community as a whole, and bringing that support there. And then December 29th, the next one is Ujamaa. And that's about cooperative economics. And then the 30th is Nia, or purpose. And basically, that's just about a collective building and developing of the community. You can see there's a lot of focus here on the community and on restoring the people to their traditions. And so on the 31st is Kuumba, or creativity. And, you know, we could probably talk all night about that, because creativity can take on many forms, many aspects, but it's about supporting that creative energy. And on January 1st, the New Year's is Imani, which is about belief, about faith. And you can include vision in that too as well. And it's just about coming together and having that collective, supporting that collective vision is what that's about, Imani. So, and what I want to say about this, and I'm only giving you a really rough definition here. We can probably talk all night, which we won't, about any one of these in detail, but the whole point I want to make here is that these are wonderful principles that can be incorporated at any time, not just during the traditional Kwanzaa. I know there are people I have known and heard about that make it their they make it their opportunity to do that every week. Actually, each day, you know, they focus on a different principle that way, and that's the way they like to enhance their lives. So I'm happy to have this opportunity to share this with you. And you can take this for what it's worth, and decide if you want to incorporate that during this time of year or at any other time. You know, it can only enhance where you are and who you are. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Unmute. Okay. Am I good now? Can you hear me? Thank you so much, guys. You guys, you rock. I'm telling you something. You're awesome. So next is we're going to do, well, before we do our brief meditation, and then we're going to do our sharing, I would like you to hear a little beautiful voice that's going to come out of her throat, these words. And they're going to talk about the light that we're about to see within ourselves. So give Groovy G your undivided attention. Oh, matter of fact, Jerry Campbell, AKA Groovy G, but I think Holly knew that because she's a fan of CSL Charlotte. Yeah. So anyway, and then at that point, when she goes through, we're going to go into a centering, 3 to 4 minute centering, where we're just going to pull up our visions and we're going to pull up the light, and we'll see how that's done in 1 minute. But Groovy G, when you are ready, would you please go ahead and do it with your beautiful voice?
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here. Good evening, everyone. What I'm about to read is called The Light Within. At this time of year, we hear the story about the North Star guiding the 3 wise men to baby Jesus. The symbolism of this day is that we all have an internal guidance system that I call spirit. This divine essence will always tell me what is mine to do. We invite you during this holiday season to turn within, using your inner ear to tap into the divine guidance system, trusting it will never lead you astray. You will be amazed. And so it is.
It is trust this system. Trust it. You will be amazed. I love it. I love it. I love it because that's the best thing that's going to give us that prelude. What actually gives me the prelude, which is the motivation to have everybody just take this deep breath in. Nice. And now let me just tell you a little bit about the breath and the light. Just 1 minute. The breath is very powerful. We have to breathe in really deeply and really, really slow and let it out every day, about 10, 15, 20 times a day. But the average person does not do that, but I know Holly and Karen does. Right along with me. But anyway, we're taking a nice 3 deep breaths, and one's for the mind, one's for the body, and one's for the spirit. And let's start right now as we begin to breathe in really deep and slow and just let the belly expand. Breathe in. All through the nose, no mouth. And exhale through the nose real slow. And as you breathe in, let your whole inside sink in. Let all the oxygen leave your body. Relax from the mind to the body into the spirit. So that was for the spirit. The second breath, really deep and really long. Accept this oxygen, accept this as its spirit, because that's exactly what you're inhaling. And slowly exhale out. And it's like your skin is just melting off of your skeleton, off the bones. And that means you're totally relaxed. And that's for your soul. And then you take that third deep breath in, really, really deep breath in. And now when you get to the top of that breath, sniff in again. And then slowly but surely, gently exhale all the way out. Now, as you know, there is no proper way to do meditation. You don't have to breathe in. You do have to breathe. You don't have to close your eyes. You don't have to open them. You don't have to do anything but be. But block all distractions out of both sides, fronts and back, up and down. You just be. And as you are sitting here and you are being, I draw your attention to some of the things that you love in life. Family, friends, just let them flow in. Don't let anything stop as it transforms from one side of your head to the other. So pretend that you're watching a screen with a bunch of things that you like they said, visions of sugar plums dancing in their head. You see beautiful, whatever those beautiful things that you love, not like, as they cross and show images of themselves to you. And now, when you affirm for yourself, it could be material, it could be spiritual, it could be whatever you are choosing, because this is what you want to do. There's nothing you need to impress anyone in this world about. This is all about what you believe and desire. Give yourself another 30 seconds. Now, when I talk to you about sharing, I would like it very much. It would be very much easier for me to figure it out if you know where your reactors are on the bottom of your Zoom screen. and you can click on anything. Well, actually, you can just raise your hand, and you will be the ones that I will call. And if you're not going to raise your hand, I will skip over it and give you a lot of respect. So not everybody likes sharing. So this way, we can all share and we can get our visions across in this beautiful space in spirit. Now, when you come, you will bring your candle and light your candle. My candle is already lit. I had it lit throughout service. Thank you, Alan. And then what you're going to do, yes. Okay, so now my candle is nicely brilliantly lit. And so what we're going to do at that point is we're getting to share as we light our candle. So we're lighting our candle and we're affirming. So for example, I'm going to affirm first, and listen, there's no rocket scientist to this. There's no perfection in it. It's just what it is. So these are, and you may start like this, not I want, not I think, not I will, as if it is happening in your life today. So when you hear me speak, most of the time, you rarely hear me talk about it as though I don't have it. You don't know whether or not I have it or not, no more than spirit knows, right? Spirit could care less. So it's very rare that I say, I want to get that. I always say, oh, I got this. And I'm saying it because I see it in my vision. So when you get to, you can get to that point too. Everybody can do that. So these are the things that I'm accepting and I affirm for 2023. I affirm the scaling of revenue for CSL Charlotte as a spiritual community. And my vision shows us transforming and healing the world. I see myself as the spiritual leader of this phenomenal community known throughout the world in the next 6 months and beyond. We are very tight, close-knit people and a great community, and we love our inclusion and we love our diversity. We're attracting people who have the desire to be supportive, who are looking for what they can do to keep us running and keep themselves growing and keep us financially in the black. We have the best equipment to make us sound and look good to anyone that comes in contact with us. We touch everyone with our experiential practices, our wisdom, and our love and fun. And we have more than enough financially to have this beautiful space for online and in-person meetings. Everyone that comes throughout CSL Charlotte transforms their body, their mind, and their spirit. And that is what I affirm. And I had another bunch of things I was going to affirm, but Spirit said this morning, this is what you will affirm. And I'll take it. See? So I know that's ours. So that's the way we're going to do it. So now what I'll do this time is I'm going to come to look, and whoever chooses to put their hand up first, Groovy G has her hand up. Okay. Groovy G, would you do your affirming, please?
I affirm this beautiful lit candle to bring in the beauty and the light of next year and forevermore. I affirm that I have the love of my Reeves family and my Center family. Very special people, each and every one of them. I affirm that I will be healthy enough and wise enough and whatever it takes to be able to dance, act foolish, and just plain having fun. I affirm I will be on open road in a beautiful brand new rig, whatever that will be. I affirm I affirm that I will be a part of this community and moving up, being able to give prayer to whomever needs it, whenever they need it, without any problems. I affirm that no one will ever overreach me again. I will not allow anyone to run over me and not give me what I need. I think that's it. And so it is.
And so it is. I felt that. I felt that. Well, you did not perform. You did not rehearse. You let us have it. Thank you, Groovy. Okay, who's next? Wanda. So next we have Wanda doing her affirming.
I just breathe in the beauty of this service, and I affirm that as I enter this new renewal in the moving towards spring, I affirm, I name and claim my good as unconditional, pouring forth to me as my divine birthright. I accept it, I claim it, and I name it as mine. And I also affirm that all decisions that I make are made from a free and clear heart, through pure love, unconditionally, because I affirm the connection that I have to each and every person, each and every animal, and every part of this planet. I affirm my place in it. I affirm my ability to lend the unique gifts that I was given and support all those that I come in contact with to empower, enlighten, and encourage. I affirm that that is my journey this year. And so it is.
And so it is. And who's next? And the next person that we have is our awesome Reverend Karen.
As I light my candle, oh, there it is. I affirm and accept without reservation a healthy body and mind with eating and exercise that reflects a perfect weight for my body. I affirm finishing the 5K that I am registered to do in April of this coming year. I affirm an overflow of financial abundance from unexpected sources.
Okay.
I affirm the publication of my second children's book. I affirm many opportunities to travel and revisiting Bali in 23. I affirm my backyard and my front yard are beautifully landscaped. I affirm that my office space is completely organized, with part of it being having a beautiful, peaceful place to do practitioner sessions and meditations. I affirm love in my life. I affirm that my journey in ministry is filled with the light of God, that it takes me where I need to go, and I affirm that I am ready to go where it takes me. I affirm being on a retreat with CSL Charlotte in the coming years, because Reverend Rosedale is planning that. I know. We're all going to be together in a beautiful retreat center. So I affirm that 1000%. I affirm everything. I am so grateful, so blessed with my family and my church friends and my church family. They're more than friends. So I affirm my life. I accept my life. So it is.
And so it is. Whoa, we are rolling beautiful. When we speak in here, in this power, so much is moving. You know, when you have the audacity to speak, then spirit has the audacity to react. What's done out in here, there's always a reaction. If there's nothing done in here, there's always a reaction. If it's nothing done, it's nothing got, nothing gained, right? So we know that it's very, very important that we know what we decide, what we want.
Speak next.
Okay, and the next person to come up is our pilot, Timmy P.
With my light, I affirm perfect health and prosperity. I also affirm abundant opportunities for rest, relaxation, recreation, exploring new roads, trails, wherever my heart takes me, safely.
Yay, yay, you travel on, brother. You travel on. All right.
Or wide open.
Okay, the door is wide open for anyone else who wants to come.
Speak next.
Holly, please. Oh, yes, with one of your beautiful candles.
I just wanted to affirm tonight what I could feel so strongly, and that is the community and the shared values that when Tim and Horace were speaking about Kwanzaa, some of the, from the physical lights themselves to some of the concepts that you shared, I could feel such a strong continuity between our upbringings and our goals and our dreams of respect and community, respect for ourselves and respect for others. And I mean, here the lights are shining in our face and our lights look very, very similar to me. And I think I really like to feel that we can feel and experience what we share in common. It's so easy to pick apart and say how we're different, but it's really, to me, like we're looking at divinity and divinity in our lives just through maybe different window panes. And that if we keep that awareness, then we respect ourselves and we respect each other. And I think was very just lovely to have our faces and our traditions shared so directly that it almost hits you in the face that we have so much in common.
That is that is fabulous. That is so true. That is why we have to be diverse, because it's only one common thread. That's love, and that's closeness, that's togetherness, and it's just one. That's all there is. Different said, just like you said, Holly, that's so true. So that's a great affirming to recognize that, I affirm that we're all the same.
Speak next.
And the next one is my daughter, Shauna. That's my spiritual daughter, Shauna.
Okay, and with this candle, I affirm that in 2023, I will remove all fear. I will utilize the gifts that God gave me. I will prosper and succeed in anything that I put my mind to do. No more self-sabotaging, procrastination. I'm forward moving and I'm fearless and I'm successful. And everything that I touch turns to gold. I act in love and kindness, and I have patience and a willing spirit. But I also make healthy choices that's best for me, and I stay within my boundaries. And I'm living a life of happiness and a purposeful, fulfilling life. And I live in Mexico, and I'm thriving. So,
all right.
And I'm healthy in mind, body, and in spirit.
Oh. So you already all of that, see? And I loved it. Love it, love it, love it. You are definitely in it. Ooh. Oh my God. Wanda put in the chat, we are the drop off of dew. One each of the many comes in the web of life. Oh, yes. I don't read out loud and talk. I like to talk from what I know, but I like that though. Wanda, it caught my eye as it just popped up. Anything else?
Horace is next.
Horace is next.
All right, so as I focus on my candle, which you can't really see it that much because of the light here, but what I affirm for now and this coming year is perfect health and joy, just unbounding joy in my life. And I affirm opportunities for greater service, especially in this community. It's been a joy to serve in this community, and I have not experienced anything like it before. So I'm looking forward to being of greater service, especially I affirming seeing myself in that greater service as being a practitioner and being of service that way more in the community and completing the training and everything that needs to be done and just seeing all that done already. So I can be of greater service in the community. I see myself just going and expanding and being immensely abundant and prosperous, including financial, but not just limited to financial, but in all ways, seeing myself being prosperous and joyful and happy as far as how I lead my life, mind, body, and spirit.
Yes, thank you so much, Horace. That was beautiful. Okay, and now we have Millie, Reverend Millie.
Okay, I don't have a candle, but I do have a light. I don't know if you can see it.
Okay. Oh, she's not. Okay, there we go.
My daughter has these big candles downstairs. I didn't bring them up. But anyway, this
Okay,
is
you
my
have a
light.
light.
That's my light.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
There you go.
so-
Light is light, baby. Light is
I
light.
affirm and accept my growth and expansion as an expression of source. I affirm my unlimited abundance and prosperity, as spirit is unlimited, and so am I. I affirm travel and joy safely. I affirm greater connections. I affirm perfect health, and I affirm taking a stand for what I know to be true, unapologetically. Authentic, I speak with the strength of the spirit within me. I stand on that is true. I know that there's a power that is within me that I can use. And that is what I intend and I affirm that I will do. I also affirm to just be that presence and to be with this family in CSL Charlotte with great, great unconditional love and happiness. And
Beautiful.
so it is.
And so it is. I have unconditional love for all of us and you, Reverend Millie. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Thank you. Awesome. Yay. And now we got Millie, our emeritus practitioner, AKA Maureen Thurston, AKA again, Mo.
Okay, my affirmation for the upcoming year, first off, is that this community is continuing to grow, is strong, and meets the needs of everyone who is attracted to it. For my life is filled with joy, laughter, and love. And it is all accomplished with ease and grace. That's it.
Okay. Oh, that's a mouthful. OMG. OMG. And next we have Lorraine.
My candle like just blew out all of a sudden. So I have
Oh.
a different one.
Okay.
This is one that doesn't blow out.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm kind of new at this, but I affirm good health and healing, continue healing, that I'm not gonna have to have any more surgeries. I affirm only having loving, wonderful people in my life and continuing on with CSL Charlotte. I love and embrace everybody in this group and all the growth that I've done. I affirm it's okay to leave people behind that don't serve me as far as like a positive influence. And I affirm the power of prayer bringing on positive things in my life. And I affirm abundance and prosperity, and that money will appear from unknown sources and travel.
Yeah. Okay, dokie. Good for you, Lorraine. I think you said a mouthful too. Indeed, indeed, indeed. And I saw your growth. So yeah, I love it. I love it. Yes, indeed.
And floor is wide open for anybody.
And the floor is wide open for anyone else, Alan says. My right-hand man. In fact, he always sits on my right side.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else?
I think he wanted me to speak, I saw the pop up.
Well, yeah. Why don't you?
Right. Well, I didn't have anything planned. I started working a new job, working third shift. But I affirm for myself for increased prosperity, increased confidence, also stepping out on my own, trying some new things as far as career. Also affirm adventures, enjoying a wonderful community and connecting more with people just like you. And that's all. See, it was
Rosedale.
Yes.
Hi, it's Sean.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey there.
Be
Hi,
spotlight.
everybody.
Hey. Whoop. And she was pretty tonight next to
Oh.
that Manny. Hey, Manny man. Okay.
Okay, so
Look at this guy. She's going gorgeous.
Ming for 2023. My creativity to flourish, my artwork to be out in the world, for other people to enjoy and purchase. And I'm affirming perfect health, as always. And I opened a business in North Carolina, and for that to take off in a positive way with the perseverance was my word I used last night. Do what I have to do to get there.
Yeah.
And I know the steps I have to take. And I didn't tell that many people this, but I've been going through the courses for CrossNorth for foster adoption for children. Possibly it's one of those things that I you know that t-shirt, whoops, I forgot to have kids. That's
Yeah.
me. That's me. So, you know, it's never over. So I have to go through it to see how I feel about it and put it out in the universe with God and allow it to come into my life and see what happens. So I'm affirming that to go in a positive direction. I believe I lost my mom very young to a bad car accident, that I could be a wonderful mother. And it would be a great thing to help a child that needs help, or just needs a great mom and a great dad. And we have room for it, and it's something that we will see what happens. That is God's will. So I'm just putting that out there. And I'm grateful for my life. And I'm grateful to be part of this group. And I feel like my cup runneth over. My cup runneth over. Just when you think, oh, I would like this, I would like that. No, my cup runneth over. And I am very grateful. God is good to me. So thank you.
Thank you, Sean. And you know what I know for you is I know that you trust the process, because I heard you say these things as though they were already happening. You definitely trust the process. That's all I know for you. And you took your time and you thought about what you wanted to say. There was no rush and there was no, whatever I call it, no rehearsal. You just let it rip. So thank you, Sean, for your sharing. We're almost at the 45-minute mark, and we're doing great. Okay, all right. So next we have Callie Melly, actually Splenda Melissa. Melissa, go ahead.
Yes. Oh, and I'm disappearing, but I'm not really disappearing. In fact, on the contrary, I affirm and accept without reservation, as Karen put it, and I truly take those words to heart, is even though I appear to be disappearing here, I am not going to disappear. I am going to stand out this next year. I'm going to put myself out there for my mind, for my body, for my spirit, to accept and recognize the truth of who I am, as opposed to hiding from it and just being an observer. Although being an observer is going to help me learn and be more open to the experiences that I will be having coming for my opportunity to become the truth of my being, to be able to teach more workshops, to be able to learn more classes, to be for my own spiritual awakening. And for my body, just to be conscious of the taking care of it, being health conscious, working towards strengthening my physical being through and taking care of my being and having the perfect people coming into my life that will know exactly how my body is meant to operate, so that I too can just move into this space of this next new year and just be open to opportunities and for saying yes, and for mind, for bodies, for spirit. And also that special connection. I have this wonderful connection now with my daughter and my children and my husband, and I want that to expand. I know that will to expand with more excitement and more adventures together. And that's very important. Laughter, joy, and peace connection. It's just something that I am extremely grateful for. So I'm going to move now into the next moment, and back to you, Reverend Rosedale.
Okay, wow, that's a whole lot, everybody. Put it out there. The more we put it out there, the deeper it gets for us. And the deeper it gets for us, the deeper it gets. Or I like to say, the better it gets, the better it gets. The better it gets, the better it gets. So yes, that's where we are headed. And I was really right about that, close to 45 minutes. Yeah. I said 45 minutes to an hour. I knew we had just the amount of time to do what we had to do. But before we go, is there anything else before we do that song that's going to take us all the way past New Year's, Christmas into New Year's Day? Anybody else? And I'm going to say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now Timmy P is about to share that last song with us. And as we, okay, sorry, go ahead. Please go ahead. Okay, I was gonna say, and after we do that song, I'm gonna ask, like always on the weekdays, I always get my mo. And I would like, before you do that though, that you each and every one of you spew out a word once this song is over. And once we finish this song, whatever word that you can think of that came to your mind, just say it. Say it. It means something in this whole big closing prayer. Okay? So let it be. Okay, thank you. Timmy P, I'm sorry to interrupt you. So beautiful. So that's my wish. That's my wish for each and every one of us, that we have the merriest, the brightest, the happiest, the most fun this year, because we're aware of fun. We're aware of happiness. We're aware of peace. We have been made aware of it this entire year. And let's keep moving forward with it. That's what I know. And we can do that. So that said, I'm going to go with excitement. That's my word.
Prosperity is mine.
Prosperity is Lorraine.
Shauna.
Shauna. Okay. I
I'm
can see you.
centered.
I can hear you.
Mine is centered.
And centered is Lorraine. Okay, gotcha. See, I know your two voices are.
Mine is
Yeah.
brilliance.
Brilliance. Oh, that's light again. Oh my goodness. Brilliance.
joy.
Yes. Huh?
Joy.
Joy. I still have to say joy, but good. I gave it for you.
Mine is opulence.
Opulence. Oh, lovely. You guys are extraordinary tonight.
Reborn.
Reborn. Oh, the birth of the new, the rebirth of the light.
My word is forgiveness, and 2 words, forgiveness and protection.
Oh my God, yes, both forgiveness and protection.
My word is
expansion.
Expansion.
Mine is authenticity.
Authenticity. You know, I could say this, Karen, that you said that. It brought to mind that I can feel the presence, the security of this protecting presence around each and every one of us. I can feel that.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Mine is gratitude.
Gratitude. Okay.
Mine is splendor.
Splendor. Did you hear that, Melissa?
And mine is kingdom.
Kingdom. Oh. And Holly, if you didn't come up with the word, Karen had to.
She talked about the courage of chat.
Oh, courage. Put courage in there, Mo, for Holly. Alan saw the chat. Beautiful.
I'm not sure I've got them all, but we'll take it from here, I guess, huh?
Yeah, yeah. You want to read them off, and if anybody see that they weren't said, they could just say it. But I think you got them all.
I have
Go ahead.
courage. I have brilliance, joy, opulence, reborn, forgiveness, protection, authenticity, gratitude, expansion, splendor, and kingdom.
And mine was centered.
And mine was prosperity.
Okay, centered and prosperity. Lovely, Mo.
So I add center and prosperity, and so it is, and I'm done.
Ah,
Because I said them all.
just
I'm trying. You can't blame me for trying, okay?
No soup for you.
No soup for you.
No soup for you.
Okay, all right, you guys, on the spot. All right, so once again, I am filled with joy and just brimming through my heart with gratitude for this community, for everyone that is involved here. And so as we close out this time that we have had here this evening, this is the truth of what I know about our upcoming unfoldment for the holiday. And also as we roll into the new year, I know that we go forward from this wonderful session tonight with courage. We accept that which is ours to do with joy and with excitement. I know that anything or anyone that we need to forgive and have forgiveness given, we do so before the end of this year. So we can go into this new year with a clean slate, with nothing on it at all. I know that there is always authenticity in our words, in our thoughts, and in our actions, no matter who we're dealing with. And that we are filled with gratitude for this teaching, for this community, for each and every one that is here. And that there is an expansion within our heart that allows us to love deeper, to be deeper, to come from service deeper. It is as if we are being reborn. We find opulence within our life, and it shows up in our lives in whatever needs we may have at that particular time, whether it is an abundance of love, an influx of cash, whatever that looks like, that opulence comes through and is part of that. The brilliance of our hearts and the purity of that is witnessed by those around us. For we are seen for who we truly, truly are. And there is a splendor in knowing that we are authentic. Prosperity is abundance. We are always grounded and centered and solid on our feet as we navigate into 2023. For we know who we are. We know what our foundation is. We know that we can always turn within to that still small voice and find the strength and the courage and the wisdom to move forward. I know that we are all feeling that protection of spirit as we go forward here in this evening, and that there is a lightness in our heart. There's our smiles on our face, and there is just a lighter step on how we step on this planet at this time, because we are always being upheld by spirit in each and every given moment of our lives. So as we go forward into the rest of this week, I call this time together blessed. I call it fruitful. I call it amazing once more as we develop and and embrace each other and share who we are from our hearts with each other. So I know that I am filled with gratitude for Reverend Rosedale, for this center, for each and every one of you beings of light that just fill my heart with so much joy. So as I release this prayer and I let it go, I know that it is done as we believe, and together we can say, and so it is.
And so it is. Oh boy. And Tracy J, I just saw yours expansion, and I love you too. We appreciate you very much that you're always supporting CSL Charlotte. And Alan, I saw your word was love, and I take that word in as well. So sometimes I don't see the chat though. It's okay, but at least we get it. It's in there. It's in there. So everybody, with that all said, that nice closing prayer, I just wish us all the happiest. No, I'm gonna stop saying the word wish. I don't like wish. I know the happiest, the wonderful, the most fun life is starting this moment for each and every one of us. Not just for Christmas, not just on New Year's Eve when the ball drops, but even after that. And every time we get up in the mornings and everything like that, we can always come up with something right to say to ourselves. We can bounce back real quick from bad news. I like that. I've been saying that all week, and it's just some kind of good things to say for me. Well, I'm sorry, we can't give you this. Oh, we can't do that. Oh, okay, I gotta bounce back. So everybody bounce back. With all that said, let's just say, let's make this a Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.